But we want to begin with KVUE senior reporter Tony Plahetsky, who broke the story today. Tony, what's the mayor saying about all of this?
Well, Brian, the mayor is adamant that he broke no order, no law, no rule in both having an intimate outdoor wedding for his daughter and then flying on a private jet to Mexico. And after initially defending himself, Mayor Adler says he now realizes that some people may use his actions to justify their behavior. This story has been getting national attention tonight, largely because of this Facebook video. The mayor posted it November 9th, discussing the increasing number of COVID-19 cases, but he didn't reveal at the time that he was at a timeshare in Cabo.
We need to, stay home if you can. Do everything you can to try to keep the numbers down. This is not the time to relax. We're going to be looking really closely. We may have to close things down if we're not careful.
Brian, the mayor did add today that he did not travel for Thanksgiving and that he will not be traveling during the Christmas holidays.
Tony, the mayor says he violated no order, but the city at the time was recommending gatherings of no more than 10. Can you explain more about this?
Brian, those city recommendations, they're really stages, 5 different color-coded stages, and they're really just that. They are recommendations. They are not binding in any way. At the time, the city was recommending that groups not gather in more than 10, but also at the same time, according to the governor's order, which trumps any local order, those orders say that weddings do not have a crowd cap as long as they are being held outdoors, as this one was.
The wedding, the trip happened last month. Why is all this coming out now, Tony?
Well, Brian, over the past week or so, we've increasingly seen more and more scrutiny on elected leaders and officials who have been imposing COVID-19 restrictions. In the past week, we saw the Williamson County judge just up the road from here in Austin, Bill Gravel, pay a $1,000 fine for violating his own order. We saw scrutiny with California Governor Gavin Newsom, who was found to be in a restaurant not wearing a mask. And on the day of Thanksgiving, the Denver mayor posted that people should not travel, but then got on a plane himself and traveled from Denver to Mississippi to see family members. So we really learned about the mayor's travel and hosting of the wedding just this week as conversation was really happening nationally about elected leaders. We started looking into it, and then today we reported what we learned.
All right, final question for you for tonight, Tony. The mayor saying he regrets the travel. He apologized today. Is this the end of this?
It essentially is, Brian. Again, he really broke no rule, no policy. This is really more of an optics issue. But tonight, obviously, the mayor has clearly been indicted in the court of public opinion, at least in the minds of many people.
All right, Tony Plahetsky on the story from the beginning. Tony, great work. That's KVUE senior reporter Tony Plahetsky joining us tonight live in the newsroom. Tony, thanks a lot.
You bet.
Mayor Adler repeated his apology as part of a Facebook Live broadcast tonight. We want you to hear his full explanation and apology now.
Now, I've been in the news today. The first week of November, my daughter got married here in Austin. And like many other brides, she had to cancel her original plans in order to follow the rules. And instead, she had a small, mostly family, very private wedding. Sarah was beautiful. The wedding was beautiful and intimate. And most importantly, she was happy. Afterwards, a small, mostly family group traveled to Mexico. I want you to know that I regret that travel. I wouldn't travel now. I didn't over Thanksgiving, and I won't over Christmas. And no one should. Everyone should be avoiding non-essential travel now because we're in the orange area. Now, I fear that the travel that I did, which took place during a safer period, followed the color-coded rules, could lead to some taking riskier behavior now. I recognize that my travel set a bad example. I recognize that the fact that I took that trip and at the same time was continuing to urge people to be cautious is confusing. I know that others have chosen not to travel under the same circumstances. And I know that in my position, I need to send a clearer message. I'm sorry I took that trip. It was a lapse in judgment, and I want you to know that I apologize.